Hi, I'm Ian. I love cameras and I love photography. And this is my review of a slightly older camera. Okay, it's an old camera, but it's one I love. Nowadays you can pick it up in great condition, which is what I did, for a very affordable price, somewhere around what a D500 with a battery grip would cost. You still get XQD memory. It's not quite as fast as obviously than a Nikon D5, but this is my Nikon D4 and I love it. It has great colors, it's great in low light, good autofocus, and it is a kick-butt camera for still photography, and it's decent for basic video. Obviously, video features have come in and changed quite a bit in the last few years. I'm shooting this on a Nikon Z6. It's an incredible video camera, great stills camera. It's not in the same universe as a D4 though, for stills, for speed, for accuracy, and this is my baby right here. So I got it used. I've had it for almost 2 years now. It's a very fast camera, but what I really like about it isn't just the speed. It's very reliable. This is a camera, when you put it to your eye, you press a button, it takes a picture, it does it very quickly, and nothing gets in your way. The shutter leg is, well, as I get older, I'm going to say the shutter leg is imperceptible. Autofocus is very snappy because it has a separate autofocus sensor module and processor, and it's just a great camera. I've heard these things described to as a tank. They're not quite that well built. You do have to be careful with any camera gear. Any camera can be broken. You drop this on concrete, it's going to have a problem. But what I love about it is that it, for everyday use, as long as you take care of it, it will respond, it'll be your companion, and because it's good for about 400,000 actuations on the shutter, this is a camera, and I use this a lot for family photography apart from pro business stuff. It'll be a camera that you can really rely on. I think once I've run out of batteries and I just didn't have a second one, but you know, your battery's always going to work because it's a huge battery. It also is very easy to grip. I like the Nikon interface. I also use Canon. But when it comes down to shooting with this thing, it's excellent. Now, the other thing I find with a camera like this is it's very conspicuous, and you have to keep that in mind, that a pro camera with especially the integrated grip, people will react to it. This is not possibly the best street photography camera. I mean, it's all black, which is nice. You can tape it up, put a small lens on, like I've got the 50mm 1.4 on it right now. You can get out with it and do that kind of work. It's very possible, and the thing is, it's very quick, so I can really quickly bring it to my eye and focus and fire off a shot. But as you can hear, it's a loud camera. It does have a silent mode setting that isn't particularly that much quieter. It just makes the camera not work as well. So here, it's definitely usable if you have to be quieter. Still not that quiet. But I love the interface. There's buttons for everything. I have it programmed so my video record button when I'm in stills will allow me to change the ISO. That's nice because it does have a rear, like all Nikon Pro DSLRs, it has a rear control, which is useful. I like the screen for everything but ISO. I find it a little bit clunky for that. It's a two-handed thing, but most of the time what I love about this camera is shoot with one hand. It's not advisable for really still low light photography, but you can change your basic settings, especially if you're manual, to shoot there. Auto ISO works really good too, especially when you combine it with manual. And then you're changing your settings, you're changing shutter speed and your aperture. But it does have an auto exposure component with the auto ISO. It's very programmable. And the thing is about a D4 is it still feels like a very modern camera. It outside of the video features, which I'm sure you can get better, and I know you can get better, and I have gotten better, it really does kind of keep up on the rest of it. It's good for youth sports. It's good for photojournalism. This is an incredible photojournalism camera. And the 16 megapixel output has great colors. This is an easy camera to shoot 6400 on. I wouldn't go past that pretty much on any camera, but it's not terribly limited when it comes to the picture quality when you're shooting in that high ISO. Would I like it to have slightly higher megapixel? Not really. If you're shooting with this guy, you have to keep aware you can't crop quite as much as say on a D850, D810, that kind of thing. But it's still a kick-butt camera for pretty much everything. And when I'm not using it professionally, if I'm using it at home, is that the file size isn't that big, so it's very snappy for editing. The raw files can be pushed really good either way. I prefer to nail my exposure, but you know, sometimes you just can't, something happens quick. You gotta adjust for it. This camera can do that. Now, its competitors are definitely something like Canon 1DX, very similar video features. Possibly, I think sharper video comes out of the Canon. I use those too. They're great cameras. I prefer how the autofocus settings are changed on the Nikon. They're a little simpler and they're still very customizable, but it makes more sense. Rather than the use case scenario you find in the Canon, it's not always clear with the use case scenario, especially in Canada where we shoot a lot of hockey and there's no hockey setting, which works best. Case 5 1DX is what I use, but anyway. On this puppy, you just basically are telling it whether you want it to follow in using 3D focus tracking, how many points you're going to use doing that, or you're going a single point in continuous focus, which is, I really leave it in continuous focus. Unlike older Canons, it's not a problem with newer Canons, but unlike older Canons, you don't have to be using single point focus in single focus mode often. It's something I'll put in if I'm in a studio situation, but when I'm using the camera outside the studio, it's always in continuous. It nails the focus a lot. It misses like any camera. Well, it probably misses because I miss, but when it comes down to it, this is a kick butt camera. I love it. They're affordable, relatively speaking. I mean, cameras are expensive, but this is a camera that you can keep for years. It's going to be a very good tool, and that's what I love about it. This is a tool. This isn't the prettiest camera in the world. I think it looks pretty cool, but it's going to be a great tool for you if you want something like this. I look forward to wearing this thing out over years and years of shooting, and I really love having a camera that I can rely on. And this is the Nikon D4. I'm sure everybody has a favorite camera of theirs. This is one of mine. It's not my favorite. I don't have a favorite. I love cameras. I love to shoot photos. I love sports. I love portraits. I like to shoot pictures of my family. I love event photography, and I love to shoot weddings. And this thing can do it all. It's not the quietest camera. It's not the least inconspicuous. And because it's a Nikon F-mount, you have tons of lenses available. I'm Ian. I hope you love photography as much as I do, and we'll see you at the next shoot.